This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple loses another Fortnite fight, a response from the company to Mr. Musk, and a lot of news around Apple TV Plus. It is Wednesday, the 13th of August, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Apple and Google have each lost another round in the Fortnite fight. A piece from TechCrunch says the Federal Court of Australia on Tuesday ruled that Apple and Google engaged in anti-competitive conduct when it came to their respective app stores. A piece from ABC News of Australia has the judge in that case saying that Apple had engaged in conduct that had the purpose or is likely to have had the effect of substantially lessening competition. Specifically, the judge said, conduct that prevents or prohibits the direct downloading or sideloading of native apps, and conduct that prevents or prohibits developers and users from using alternative payment methods. While the judge seemed to hear Apple's argument that its restrictions were aimed at protecting user security, the judge says that does not mean it wasn't anti-competitive. Surprising no one, a piece from Engadget says Epic Games took to the Hell site to say that both Fortnite and the Epic Games Store will be back on iOS in Australia. No word, of course, on exactly when that's going to happen. Meanwhile, one Apple-watching firm has weighed in on the latest Epic ruling, seeing it as much ado about nothing. Apple 3.0 had Evercore responding to the news on Tuesday, quoting the firm's note, "We think the Australian court ruling comes as no surprise following the US ruling on the Epic lawsuit. We expect the headwind related to Australian-based in-app purchases to be limited, as we believe much of Apple's gaming-related revenue will remain on the App Store given the ease of use for small impulse purchases and the cost for third-party payment services." Evercore has an outperform rating on Apple's shares. The firm's price target on the shares is $250. I guess when the richest man on the planet throws his toys out of the crib, even one of the most powerful companies on the planet has to respond. I told you yesterday that clamorous man-child Elon Musk had threatened Apple with legal action over what he called an unequivocal antitrust violation because Apple wouldn't put either Twitter or Grok in the must-have section of the App Store. That's why they're not number one in the App Store, according to the knockoff James Bond villain. On Tuesday, Bloomberg had Apple responding to Musk's complaint. In an email to the publication, Apple is said to have said that the App Store is designed to be fair and free of bias. Quoting a company spokesperson, "We feature thousands of apps through charts, algorithmic recommendations, and curated lists selected by experts using objective criteria. Our goal is to offer safe discovery for users and valuable opportunities for developers, collaborating with many to increase app visibility in rapidly evolving categories." I feel certain that that will make it all better. Well, maybe that and a good burping. Word of a helpful feature headed to Apple Wallet in iOS 26. Mac Rumor says it looks like the Wallet app will let users store physical card information alongside their digital payment cards. This sounds super convenient. I always have my iPhone with me, and I almost never have my physical credit card with me. If I go to a website that doesn't support Apple Pay or I want to use a card besides my Apple Card, it is so annoying to have to go get a physical card just to snag the expiration date or 3-digit number off the back of the card. The way Mac Rumor sees it, it's a simple addition to iOS 26, but it brings the Wallet app closer to being a comprehensive card management tool, filling the gap typically filled today by third-party apps like 1Password. If this message is reaching you, you probably can't get the thing about which I'm going to tell ya. Still, you may be interested to know about the latest artist collaboration with Apple subsidiary Beats. 9 to 5 Mac says there's a new Beats speaker decked by Bulgarian-born fashion designer Kiko Kostadinov. According to the article, the Kiko Kostadinov Beats Pill features a custom grille inspired by intricate geometric patterns found in ancient Thracian art, a nod to Kostadinov's heritage. The speaker's body is finished in Kiko Gray, the designer's hallmark neutral tone, while braided straps reference traditional Bulgarian amulets and ritual strings. Can you imagine being so famous that you have a hallmark gray? Why do I say you probably can't have this thing? Because you're probably not in Japan. This special edition will be available exclusively at Kiko Kostadinov Tokyo, according to 9 to 5 Mac. There are new games and updates to games on the way to Apple Arcade. Apple issued a press release this week announcing 3 new titles on the way, though each with a yesterday vibe. NFL Retro Bowl 26 looks like an 80s arcade version of a coin-op football game, and yet it features authentic rosters and NFL players aligned with the 2025-26 football season. Jeopardy Daily looks retro because game show's been on since the mid-20th century. The Apple Arcade version features leaderboards, tournaments, answers in question form, everything but being on TV and winning money. Finally, My Talking Tom Friends Plus is either an evolution or reimagining of the 12-year-old My Talking Tom universe. Players can access mini-games, care for their pets, and explore colorful surroundings, according to the release. The new titles hit Apple Arcade on Thursday, the 4th of September. Additionally, there are loads of updates coming for loads of Apple Arcade titles in September, including Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Disney Dreamlight Valley Arcade Edition, Mini Motorways, Snake.io Plus, Kamatari Damacy Rolling Live, What the Car, Sonic Dream Team, It's Literally Just Mowing Plus, and Zeppo Marks. Play all you want, no ads, no upsell. Apple Arcade is available as a standalone subscription for $6.99 per month. It's also included in the various Apple One bundles. News around Apple TV Plus this week, starting with a documentary that's giving me a tiny bit of trepidation. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release Monday offering a first-look clip for the documentary Mr. Scorsese. What's bringing trepidation? Well, the clip they chose had director Martin Scorsese reacting to a story told by Steven Spielberg, wherein Spielberg says Scorsese threatened to get a gun over creative differences between the director and the studio over the film Taxi Driver. He doesn't seem not crazy in the clip. Also, the documentary is in 5 parts. 5 parts? Who directed this thing? Martin Scorsese? I do fully intend to watch it. Of course, I fully intended to watch most of the documentaries on Apple TV Plus, and so far I've gotten to one of them. Mr. Scorsese hits the Cupertino streamer on Friday, the 17th of October. And when I say hits, I mean premieres. I hope. John Malkovich is being on a new Apple TV Plus series. Being John Malkovich. Variety says the Emmy Award-winning, Academy Award-nominated actor will turn up as a guest star on the Cupertino streamer's upcoming rom-com series, Prodigies. According to the piece, the show follows Dee Dee and Ren, 2 ex-child prodigies who have been together since they were children. Now in their early 30s, they're starting to question whether their very ordinary existence is living up to the extraordinary promise of their childhood. Inevitably, they find themselves asking the same questions of their relationship. Io Adebari, and series creator Will Sharp star. F1's Tobias Menzies and Sophia DiMartino from the Disney Plus series Loki are also on the call sheet. No word in the piece on a Prodigies premiere date. Severance at 30,000 feet does not sound like a fun way to begin anything to me. And yet that's how United Airlines decided to start its press release about a new tie-up with Apple. The airline has apparently invested a lot in its seat-back experience in recent years, including Bluetooth-enabled 27-inch 4K OLED seat-back screens on some of its planes. To fill those screens, United says full seasons of select Apple TV Plus global hits will now be available for free on the airline's 130,000-plus seat-back screens and in the United app. The release says Apple Original series will appear on a featured Apple TV Plus channel and include the entire first seasons of Severance, Shrinking, Ted Lasso, Slow Horses, and Silo, with The Morning Show and Bad Sisters to be added in September. The release also highlights existing partnerships between the airline and the tech company. Those include live flight updates for Apple Watch and in the Dynamic Island for iPhone, luggage tracking enhancements via AirTag, and kitting United employees with iPhones and iPads. And finally today, news of an interesting new avenue for some Apple original films. A piece from iDownload blog says the Cupertino company has started monetizing a few of its movies in a sort of traditional way. Currently 3 of its earliest movies, Coda, On the Rocks, and Greyhound, are available to rent or buy through the Apple TV app. Now that's what iDownload blog said. I did some poking around the store though, and there seem to be several titles available to rent or buy. Others include Emancipation, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Wolves, and maybe more, though it's kind of hard to say. Additionally, and perhaps more interestingly, a check of Amazon shows the same thing. Apple original films available to rent or buy through Amazon, and sometimes with different prices than the ones listed by Apple. The part that puzzles me, I don't remember this happening, and I don't remember an announcement about it either. I've reached out to Apple's media help address with a few questions. If I hear anything, which I totally expect to, if I hear anything, I'll let you know. Earlier this week, I asked you all to weigh in on where Apple is in the AI race. Will slow and steady win it, or is Apple too far behind to catch up at this point? I got a few answers, but love a few more. You can share yours on Mastodon, macOS Ken at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macosken.com. That's INFO, info@macosken.com. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. If you want to know how to get in touch with me, rewind about 30 seconds. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
It's still sunny.